First thing I noticed, in this lighting with this black on, these lashes, and the way I did my makeup, they look crazy, but it's not that bad, really. See? Oh my God. Anyway, look. I just finished an appointment. And do you understand how long it went? I hardly even want to put this on the internet. Yes. Altogether. Let me see. No, is that burgundy? Matter of fact, that is it. Altogether, it went this many hours. Now, that's everything. That's from, now my eyes are itching. That's from walking in the door to leaving. Yeah, the average is like 7.5. But, you know how they say it hit different? 10 hours hit different. Baby interruptions included. Just go lie down away from me. I barely know where to start, but I wanted to exit this whole ordeal. I'm trying to find a good angle. I'll talk like this. I wanted to exit this whole ordeal before it even got started because I couldn't even find a ride this morning. So I had to get on the bus. So I got on the bus, which made me about 15, 19, something like that, minutes late. Well, was it really the bus that made me late? Or is it the fact that I have a tendency to leave things to the space of crunch time, figure it outness? And that's what I did. I was like, well, I know I can either do this or I can do that, but this person can take me. And then by the morning, I'll know. Morning came and that person couldn't take me. Neither could this person. This didn't work out. So I finally had to figure out, I had to call and see what buses to get on and whatnot. Now, usually that would have been a no-go or something I would have stayed away from because it takes so long. This was probably the quickest bus trip I've ever had. I had to get on a bus, two buses and a train. It only took an hour. I've sat at bus stops to catch one bus for 3 hours before, so maybe they've gotten better. I hope so, for everybody's sake. I'm probably going to cancel my appointment for tomorrow. I think I need some space in between this appointment and the next one, mentally. I hate to fuck up my momentum, but I just cannot bring this energy into that. And I feel like the time for my appointment is too close to now. It's not enough time for me to cleanse myself of that. Let me explain to you what happened. I'm smiling so I don't cry. Wait a minute. I don't cry. Anyway. Okay, so Okay, talk. Okay. I'm like in my head. All this stuff about me being late, right? Then I get here and I gotta still set it up. So that was like another 20 minutes. Because usually, I'll take time ahead of them arriving in order to set up. So she's waiting in her car. And, okay. So then she comes in, and I was apprehensive about this one. I consulted with my colleagues and my master instructor about whether or not to even take this appointment because the lady is heavier. And I didn't want to give her subpar service. And I didn't want her to be uncomfortable because I knew that if my average appointment is 7.5 hours, it's a long time to be lying on your back. If you have, a lot of weight on it, because I had another lady that it really hurt her back, but she already had issues with her back, but she wasn't heavy. So I figured this might be uncomfortable for this lady. Okay. And then she had like no hairs, which I was kind of excited to do after I got the encouragement to do it from my colleagues and my master trainer, like to challenge myself. I should clean while I do this. I haven't even done that yet. Like to challenge myself, to prove to myself that I can do it and all that good stuff. So I did, and I was excited at first, and then it's like, I hate to even say this. I don't know why I'm putting it on YouTube. So I can document it. But what if people watch it? By the time people are paying attention, it won't matter, right? I'm torn. And I'm mentally fucking exhausted. Look. By the time we finished, her brows were raised. They were red and like raised because I worked it for so long. Because why did it take so long? Because everything was like twice as hard to do. Because usually I can I maneuvered around her, okay. I don't even know that I know right now. I maneuvered around her, okay, right? But it was different, like going from side to side on her face. I haven't trained enough. I haven't practiced enough where I'm just doing the entire procedure from behind the person's head. So I don't trust myself to do that yet. So I'm still going to the side and then, like the first part from the middle and then going to the other side. And my son was here. So that took some time. Did I say that already? Because I'm trying to give him some blame for it taking so long too. And just when I thought that I knew what I was doing and that this was a good appointment, I look at my post in the group with the ladies, and they're like, oh, they look too high. And I brought them down from the initial picture that I posted. But they were still higher than her brows. But her brows were kind of like that. So instead of putting them there, I put them here. Since she didn't have any hairs to show for it as to whether or not they should be here, there, or here, I figured, hey, I hope she ends up liking them very much, and that her children, who paid for it for her, like them as well. I meditated this morning. I listened to some words. I prayed and asked God to help me before I started. Asked God to help me during making my strokes. So what went wrong? What happened? Is it wrong? I don't even know. I don't even know right now. I won't know until the morning. I won't know until I know how she feels about it. I won't know how I feel about it. I took pictures, but you can't tell because I had to stop. Like, I mean, not only her, but my back was hurting too. And I didn't want to take so much of her time. So we decided to do another session to finish. So I just did like the main strokes for her left brow. And then the right brow was basically finished. We're going to finish that up on Tuesday. This right here is the dip. Is it Seth Godin that was talking about it? This is the dip because I could definitely see how some people could quit after a session like this. You can see how somebody could pack up their tools, sell them, and be like, I can't keep doing this to people. If I show you, like, it's not awful. But what I'm saying is I understand the thoughts going through somebody's head. Oh, this is like choking my brain too. I understand that the thoughts would go through someone's head. I'm not stopping. But I do think that I maybe should regroup. As much as I hate to cancel. Not cancel, reschedule. I'd rather reschedule than have 2 of those on my conscience. I felt pretty good about it for the greater portion of the appointment. Still ain't found an angle. I felt pretty good about it for the greater portion of that appointment. And then all of a sudden I look up and it's 7:30. And I had this part done and the top strokes here. And this whole part was empty. And I was like, this is not going to take 5 minutes to do. So I definitely got to cut my time down, and I talked to her. I shouldn't have talked to her. We ended up talking about music, which is an absolute no for me, because not only do I not need to converse with my clients during the treatment, but I stopped and I was playing songs. What was I thinking? I did make some egg rolls, though. She liked them. They were bomb. Wish I had some right now. Don't need to eat right now. So, that was... my feelings were so intense at the start of this that I almost recorded a video to say, oh my God. Because I knew that I wouldn't remember exactly all of those sentiments that I was having if I waited until now. I didn't expect it to be now. I didn't expect it to take this long to freaking get around to this. But, wow.